Sonic Rumble is about to have their half-year anniversary, and to announce this, they put out a brand new video, which we will talk about today. But before we get into that, though, make sure to like and subscribe, because we're trying to reach 5,000 subscribers whenever we do that, and likes really help me on the algorithm. Also, make sure to turn on all notifications so you never miss another Sonic Boy upload. I can't believe it's almost been half a year since this game came out. I felt like we waited, what, like 2 or so years for this game to release finally, and then when it did, it was kind of disappointing to me personally. So to think it's been almost 6 months now is kind of surreal. So in this video today, we will talk about what was in the half anniversary spotlight, as well as a couple of other secrets that were discovered deep within the files of this game that have not been announced yet. The video starts off with them just showing off a bunch of skins that they've released in this half-year period. I don't really care about this, and this actually isn't all of the skins that they've released. There's actually a whole lot more. They just, well, they can't show all of them in a little 4-minute video, right? They announced that Season 5 is now live, which seems to be taking on some sort of Alice in Wonderland theme with Amy in the Alice costume, Sonic being the... I don't even know. I don't know any of these characters. I haven't seen the cartoon or anything related to it in a long time, so if you could tell me in the comments what Sonic and Vector is supposed to be, just let me know. They also reiterated the fact that there is a Sonic and the Secret Rings event going on right now with Darkspine Sonic and Knuckles as Sinbad. A couple of new moves, Shara as a little friend and the genie. I don't know how to explain what these two are because, well, I don't play the game all that well. I think they're buddies or whatever they're called. I don't really know how else to explain it. It's just cool that they're there. Also, I know I've been calling it Sonic Rumble not Sonic Rumble Party. Like, I don't care. Like, it's Sonic Rumble. I don't want to say the entire thing. This is a mobile game I don't care about. I'm just going to say Sonic Rumble. Do not complain in the comments. First new announcement here is something called the Wasteland event, which is they're going to be doing for the half-year anniversary. It includes new skins of Shadow, Surge, and Metal Sonic. Same with a little buddy off to the side with the same sort of design. It kind of reminds me of, like, Mad Max. I think these designs still look cool, though, especially that Metal Sonic. I love that Metal Sonic design. The next announcement is that for free, Infinite the Jackal is joining Sonic Rumble. This is a community challenge. They didn't say too much about it except for the fact that it's Infinite and a little expression thing alongside it, and that's really cool. Why didn't he come in like March or something when all the Infinite hype was going on, especially around the Chaotix case files? The next announcement here is the fact that the skin design contest way back in like early 2025 up till the game's release, that skin is finally coming to the game for the half-year anniversary, and it's the Shadow in a little cat costume one. I was never the biggest fan of this one. I remember seeing it when the contest was going on. I was like, really? That one won over, like, I don't remember what the other one was, but that one was infinitely cooler. I would have loved to see that one. But no, we got the Shadow in a cat suit, and it looks actually pretty good. So he is a legendary skin. I'm not sure what that means in the context of the game, but he is going to be offered at a lower price compared to other legendary skins. So that's good. They're still making stuff cheaper. Then you have the stickers of different designs that didn't quite make it to the top, and that's extremely cool. I did not know they were doing that, and I'm glad some of these designs that the community actually did really enjoy were able to have this spotlight shown on them too. Especially that Sonic one on the top right. That one looks really cool. I wish they used that as like an official... That one should have won. The next announcement, which is the one that was actually kind of revealed beforehand by a few weeks, I believe, Neo Metal Sonic and the Team Sonic metal skins from Sonic Heroes are coming to the game. First of all, I gotta talk about those metal skins. Look great. I wish we still didn't have to deal with the rumble proportions, but otherwise, I like the texturing, I like the eyes, everything here looks great. I wish these would come back in some sort of capacity. Crossworlds had the opportunity to do that, but they used the AI skins, which... I mean, I'm indifferent to those, but these would have been so much cooler. And Neo Metal Sonic, I love that he's here, but he looks kind of derpy. I can't even lie to you. The proportions on him are a bit off, and I wish, like I said, we weren't constrained to the Sonic Rumble proportions, because he, of all characters, desperately needs that height and stature in order to be intimidating. This just looks like a $5 toy, which I know is the point. The story of the game is literally that the characters are little mini figurines that Eggman made, so duh, right? But still, this one could have had just a little bit more coolness to it, you know? This next announcement is that Emerald is returning to the game after a very long hiatus. I'm glad that he's returning. I know a lot of people desperately would love to see this guy return in some capacity whatsoever, kind of like Infinite or like Black Doom or Mephiles or people like that. So I'm so glad that Emerald is here, and this could carve the way to us seeing Gemerald here too. And this is funny too because he actually fits the Rumble proportions. Like, his design actually works really well. I'm at least happy about that. He looks like the best looking character in the game. There are also some skin balance adjustments here, which I don't know what that means, but I'll put it on screen for you guys and you can make the determination as to whether or not this is a good thing. Hopefully it is, because I don't want unnecessary change for the sake of unnecessary change. This actually comes during this segment, but April 22nd, so the day I'm posting this, and May 13th is the time period where it's going to be considered the half anniversary event. Now, the final, arguably biggest announcement made during this little spotlight here is the fact that a new co-op battle is coming to the game in the form of Perfect Chaos. This thing actually looks pretty good for a mobile game. The water physics, while maybe looking a bit off here and there, especially on Chaos while he's moving, I still think they look great. I'm kind of sad that they couldn't do like something with Station Square. It's just literally floating blocks that look straight out of Game Land from Sonic Colors. Also, why didn't he get the Rumble treatment? I know the Death Egg robot did kind of get Rumble-fied just a little bit, but he looks almost exactly the same. Maybe he's a bit shorter than he normally would be, but that's pretty much every single character in this game. But he literally looks almost dead on in terms of his design, so I'm not quite sure what they did with him as opposed to any other character in this game. There's also a limited time discount in the Red Star Ring shop, and again, I don't care about this, but 16% off on some skins and 30% off on others. I would assume it's just the ones that they have on screen, but it could also be all of the other skins that match the ranking of these skins, like Legendary, Common, you know, stuff like that. That's all for the Spotlight video. Some pretty exciting announcements here. If you play Sonic Rumble, like I have said and will continue to say for the end of time, I will not play Sonic Rumble for longer than maybe like 5 minutes unless there's like a really cool event I want to try out. I think the only thing here that I really want to try out is getting Infinite, as well as trying out the Perfect Chaos co-op boss. And I'm talking about free stuff, of course. If I really could, I'd be buying Neo Metal Sonic like that, but Lord knows I'm not going to spend any money on this game. After the Spotlight, and assumedly after the game was updated, data miners went through the game and found some really interesting files, some of which have not been announced yet. We got a first look at Infinite's character model here. He looks pretty good. I mean, they can't really mess him up. Tikal and Chaos also look pretty good themselves. I'm surprised Chaos works this well here. I just wish, again, he was a little bit bigger. We rarely ever see Tikal anymore, so I'm glad that she's here. I think they still translated her pretty well too. And then, digging even further into the files, one of the data miners found an icon that appears to match Mephiles' head profile. Mephiles? From what I can remember playing the game, I don't remember having these little icons anywhere, so maybe, like, they're adding something new? Or maybe it's just like a profile picture or something like that. Who really knows? Again, like I said, I kind of forgot how this game works. But this very well could suggest that Mephiles is coming to the game. There was no character model leak like the rest of them, but I guess we will have to just wait and see for that. I would have to assume they're going to announce all of these characters at like a Sonic Central or something like that in like mid-May, especially when Season 6 is probably going to be done. Every so often they do these drops of characters. I think Infinite and Neo Metal Sonic are the newest ones. But yeah, that is pretty much everything I want to talk about today. It's just Sonic Rumble. I don't really care all that much, but I gotta admit, these are some pretty cool announcements. Nothing that really is making me want to play the game at all, but you know, I mean, we got Mephiles, Neo Metal Sonic, Tikal, Chaos, like, Sonic Rumble fans are definitely eating good right now. That's all I'll say. So let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.